Hello, this is Chad Middleton, vision counseling and vocational consulting, vocational expert. And I wanted to do another video for my YouTube followers of the success that we're having with helping some of our veterans all over the United States get the assistance they need with filing for TDIU benefits. We got a request from this dear gentleman here who lives Midwest of the United States in Michigan. And I wanted him to come on and tell us about his process and the results of the work that we've done just recently. Um, and your name is what, Mr. Major?
Arden Major.
Thank you very much, Mr. Major. Now, you came to us around when to start the process of filing for TDIU.
I think it was in late August, early September,
Okay. And
somewhere right around in there.
how did you find us?
YouTube.
Okay, very good. A lot of
I
our
was
listeners.
look I was looking for a vocational expert.
Okay.
I knew where, you know, I knew where I could find one.
Mm,
I used a different platform uh, from another veteran.
mm.
Um, and I wanted to find one that would work with me and somebody that got me.
Okay.
I got on YouTube and I just started looking, and you were the first one that popped up.
Mm,
So I spent a good part of a day watching your videos,
mm.
and I knew right away that you were my man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And did you have vocational experts in your area, some people that you chose not to go with that were
I
selling the
did,
service, so to
and
speak?
they were, I was shopping around, um, price wise because they wanted quite a bit.
Yeah,
And I had been out of work since 2019.
right.
So every penny that I was spending had to count.
Makes sense. Makes sense. That's very good. So you came to us and we did an initial consultation. How easy was our process when you initially found us? What did you think about our process?
I'll tell you what, I give it 5 stars because when I called, you answered the phone.
That's why I never answered the phone, but I did
Right,
this
that's what you
time.
said.
Okay, okay, very good. I answered the phone, and did I schedule you for a consultation initially, or did I refer you to my assistant?
You said that you rarely answer the phone,
Right?
and you actually had an opening at 3:30 that very afternoon.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so I
That's
was
amazing. That
I was
that is
really happy.
amazing because that rarely happens. You have
Right.
to call, and I happen to have a 3:30 cancellation. So we got you in to do a consultation that day.
Yes,
Okay, so you had to fill out an initial consultation form. Did you get that form, fill it out before that appointment?
I did.
Okay, all right. And for my listeners and my viewers, the consultation form just basically gets some basic information about your disabilities, your work history, your education, your age, your branch of your military. Was that form difficult to fill out for you, Mr. Major?
Oh, not at all.
Okay.
I had it done and sent back in no time.
Okay, very good, very good. So we did the initial consultation, and you were informed that I needed medical documentation to help support a formal assessment, right? And you sent us documentation. Did you have that documentation already, or
Yes,
did you have to go get it?
I had it already because I did my homework. I
Yeah.
knew that I knew what I had to have, and um, actually, I when I was awarded my 70%
Hmm.
in August,
Hmm.
I went to my local VSO, and he printed out everything for me. And I told him what I was about to do, and he told me that nobody gets TDIU.
See,
That I might,
exactly.
right, I might as well hang that up. Well, I said, you just watch.
Okay. Okay, so you knew already that despite the circumstances, despite what was said, your plan was after you got 70% for the for the mental health, you was going to file for a TDIU.
And I did. I did that
Okay.
very day that I received my um, award for 70%.
Yeah.
I put in an intent to file, locked it in, and I sent away to the Social Security Administration for my
Hmm.
work history.
Hmm.
I guess I was pretty much a textbook case for TDIU.
Absolutely.
And so I had that. I had my DBQs. I had medical evidence. I had printed out what the VA had, private. I'm not sure if I did the private doctors, but I had that information. But my magazine was full. I was ready
Absolutely.
to lock it in and pull the trigger.
And
So,
one thing I could say about you, Mr. Major, is that you were indeed prepared. Um, for us to get you in and for me to actually get all of your medical documentation, it was very key. And you provided your medical records, you provided your DBQs, you provided your award letters, and you even provided a counseling form that you got from the military that counseled you about your leave that you were taking. You were taking a whole lot of sick leave, so it was understood that you were having problems or difficulties on the job, right?
correct.
Very good, very good. Now, when we did your intake form, we found out you had a high school diploma, you had some trade experience, and I think motorcycle repair or something like that.
Right. Right. I was,
Um, yeah, yeah. But you were working as the last job you had was like a fabricator, or you worked in welding, right?
yes.
Okay, so how did your disabilities affect your ability to work?
I had a problem since I was discharged with um oh man. Uh I would get very frustrated with um like following directions.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I hate to say it, but with authority.
Yeah,
Um and you know what things would lead up to well, it'd get physical
right.
when I was put in a corner
Mm.
verbally. It's like throwing a cat in a bathtub.
Yeah,
Something's going to happen.
yeah. You had some confrontations. These things were documented in some cases, but you shared with me about the problems you were having with your mental health.
Yes.
And your mental health was your highest disability rating. Like you said, I think you went from 50 to 70%.
I went from 10 to 70.
Okay, 10 to Oh, okay, okay. You had a 10% rating for non-mental health, but then
Right.
when they rated your mental health, you got a 70% rating for mental health alone.
Correct.
All
And
right.
they
So
had
you're
a whole list of stuff that I had five psychologists
mm,
put together what the VA had awarded me. I knew there was always something wrong. I didn't know what it was,
absolutely,
but
absolutely. So the thing that we used was your initial rating for your mental health, your 10% rating for, I think it might have been ringing in the ears or
yes,
tinnitus or something like that. Your overall rating was what, 70 or 80%? 70, right?
70.
Okay, so you had a total 70% rating. You provided us with medical documentation to support the problems you were having. And then we entered into the uh the review of your medical documentation. And I must say, from my personal perspective, everything that I needed was in your file. You had everything that I needed. The DBQs, the award letters, your medical records. You got me everything that I needed in order to do an evaluation, an effective evaluation. So once I reviewed your records, I called you up and say, Mr. Major, I got enough to do a report. What was your response when we called and said we have enough for the report?
I knew you could do it.
Right, right. And you know what? I appreciate that support and that confidence because that's exactly what we did. I think we started your report um in October, and I think we have a 45-day turnaround to get you your report. And did we give you the report within the set amount of time?
You said 45 days, it was 46, but you got it right to me. I knew, you're busy
Yeah.
and I knew it was good. I was going to get it and I got it.
Yes, sir. And I
And
think what happened, Mr. Major, of course, I'm doing all of these reports individually because I am a vocational expert. And on the 45th day, I didn't want to send you a report with weary eyes. So I wanted to review it again the following day before sending it to you. But when you got the report, what did you think when you read it?
it was spot on. And I knew without a doubt that it was indisputable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So from getting the report, what was the actions that you took then? What happened?
Uh, I received the report December 15th, 2024.
Mhm,
December 16th, I filed my claim and all the evidence I had.
mhm.
And within, oh, 7 days, my claim had moved. I had a VA claims tracker extension on my web browser,
Okay.
so I could watch what was happening. And it went all the way to step 5, which was rating review.
Mhm,
It did get kicked back to step 3, which is gathering more evidence.
mhm.
They had set me up with uh, three CMP exams
Oh man.
and actually a fourth one that I didn't have to attend.
Mm.
But it took 39 days from start to finish. And that was because I filed priority processing
Okay.
because of my current situation.
Okay. Okay.
So I have had the best experience with the VA. I know a lot of people like to slam them.
Yeah.
They're people too,
Right.
but my process, it went smooth. There was a couple of hiccups, but it went right through. And I knew that once they saw that report from you that, they're hands down, I was going to win.
Absolutely. Now, the CMP process. Tell us or take us through that process. A lot of my veterans have concern about their rating getting reduced or
Okay.
doing that or not. What did you experience when you went through the CMP process?
Well, I had another telehealth CNP exam for mental health. They
Okay.
wanted to see if anything had worsened,
Right.
and I felt that they were trying to trick me. Um, I didn't really care for the CNP examiner.
Mm.
I was really suspicious of that person,
Right.
and I'm sure they were just doing their job, but I already knew I won,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
because I had the golden ticket
Absolutely.
from you. But the CMP exam, they I had to go for I traveled about 98 miles for a hearing exam,
Mm-hmm.
and the person that did that was wonderful. They knew the process, they knew what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and I had actually experienced more hearing loss in the past year in my right ear. So, but it was denied. The increase was denied on everything, the mental health, the tinnitus, and I was also 0% for hearing loss in my right ear.
Okay.
But they granted total disability, individual unemployability because of that report that you gave me.
Amen.
So,
Very good. Very good. So you had a previous CMP, which got you your 70%.
correct.
And it sounds like what you're saying when they set up the second CMP, you was a little bit suspicious because from your perspective, it seemed like they got all the information from the CMP. So you thought that maybe they was trying to set you up by having you to do another one.
Right. See, when I was awarded the 70%, they left my claim open and
Mm,
offered me the TDIU. I
mm,
knew I didn't have the evidence to win, so I let it ride out.
good job.
When they closed the claim, I got on the phone to you and you answered.
Very good. Very good. Very good. So you had the CMP exams. You had a couple of CMP exams, hearing loss, tinnitus, and mental health, right?
Yes.
Okay. You went through the process. They asked you some questions, and upon completion of that last CMP exam, what happened after that?
Oh, it was just a matter of days, and the claim started kicking around through the steps.
Hmm.
They went to senior rater,
Yeah.
I'm sure, and then it was the VA. In my experience, working with them and going through all these claims, they do everything on Friday.
Right.
Um, so I knew that my claim had sat at step 5 or 6 for a week, and I knew that on that Friday I could probably expect an answer. And sure enough, I
Mm,
was awarded January 24th, I believe it was,
mm.
a week ago, and I'm now at 100%.
Listen, listen.
Well, thank you.
Hey man, I appreciate you for your part that you did.
Hey, it's a life
Because
changer.
without yes, sir, without that information you provided me, I know I wouldn't have been able to do the work that I do. Your
Well,
process,
my advice for anybody that has a work situation like mine is get the Social Security Administration work history. I paid to have mine certified.
yeah,
Um, and that right there shows the history from the time that I was discharged up to, the current
and you
times.
had some sporadic employment too. So we used that sporadic employment to really highlight the problems you were having with your mental health, right?
Right,
You were very good working with your hands. You was very good working, but your issues with people was evident in every job that you had, right?
right.
But
And
it
it's not
wasn't.
because I don't like people.
That's right.
I get along. I like to make people laugh, but sometimes I had these problems of adjustment disorder and
Yeah.
so on, and made it very hard.
Very good. Well, I'm glad the process worked for you. Hopefully, the vets that see this video will see the value of a vocational evaluation report. They are now changing the law, like I was telling people before in my CMP, in some of my videos
Videos, right,
about the changes in the law where they're they're doing things to make it much more difficult. But the thing that has remained consistent is the value of a vocational evaluation report. Um, Obviously, the report was valuable to you. Do you think you would have got it without the report?
no, no way, no way. That report was the period at the end of the sentence.
I agree. I agree. So let me look at this letter. You provided me a copy of the letter, and it says, I don't know what your old rate was. Your old rate at 70% based on your new rate of 100%. Was it significant?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yes, yes, and that's what you mean by life changing. You know what I
It
mean?
is. It is.
So it worked out. You don't have to give us any information about what your amount is, but you're paid at the 100% rate. They backdated it all the way back to the date in which you filed your initial claim because you had it expedited, and you're now 100% PNT for eternity.
Correct.
One.
And yesterday, I took advantage of the dental program.
Mm.
And they told me that the VA is really bad about not telling people with the 100% that are at the 100% rating about their dental and their benefits with the dental program. So, they're paying for everything.
Wow, that's great, man. That is great. That is great. I do each of these reports individually. I try to I try to be unbiased and objective in the report. I'm not trying to say anything that is going to make you get TDIU. If any of my veterans don't meet the qualifications, or if I feel like it's going to be a stretch of me determining whether or not you can go to work or not, I wouldn't have never did your report. So
Right.
obviously, a lot of what you provided me, the work history, the problems that you were having, you shared some of that information with me. We went through the evaluation process. And for anybody that wants to go through this process, you have to have some kind of medical records, right? You have to review some type of medical records. And fortunately for you, you were building the medical history and giving me the information. And as you got it, it was all I needed to make a favorable determination that we could help you. So, any words of conclusion to anybody that might be skeptical about our process?
Well, I'll tell you what, you can only file a claim for what you can honestly claim
Yeah.
out of your service records.
Mhm.
And if you're going for TDIU, you're the man.
Amen. Amen. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And it feels so good looking at your letter and your letter saying entitlement to individual employability, unemployability is granted effective August 12th, 2024. And right here in the evidence section, it says correspondence from vision counseling and vocational consulting, vocational expert Chad Middleton, and it lists my credentials and the date of the report that I provided you. And also, it references some of the things that we talked about as far as your disabilities and your worsening of your disabilities in the report. So, it even talked about your work history, working where you were working, and the fact that you met the scheduler based on the report. Mr. Major, appreciate it. Not all my veterans like to come back and do a video,
My
but I
pleasure.
appreciate it.
And I hope this helped somebody, really,
Yes,
because I was on my own. I did this
yes,
all on my own.
yes, you did.
And if you're going to win a TDIU, you need a good offense.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
that report is what gets you to the goal.
Amen. Amen. I always say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you took a shot and your shot actually you scored. I mean, you came through and the VA without any type of rebuttal, without any denial, first claim for TDIU, one condition with the 10% tinnitus rating, you got TDIU benefits. So it is possible. It can happen. It has happened multiple times for many of my vets, and I appreciate it happening for you. Thank you very much, Mr. Major.
I might add, I was peacetime too.
And you were peacetime. So that adds a lot of information to the people who think you can only get TDIU if you served during the war era, right?
Right.
Very good. Very
Well,
good.
hopefully
Very
this helps.
Yes, I'm sure it would. Or I'm sure it will. So I'm going to sign off now. I appreciate you. If you have any need for anything, or if you know anybody that really needs a vocational evaluation report, just send them our way. All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Take care of yourself, Mr. Major. Good working with you.
Thank you.
All right.